Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with code Club at 22. Your balls will thank you. Hello everyone and welcome to Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, and we are here to bring you reaction as Rangers announced Giovanni Van Bronkhorst as Rangers manager. We'll bring you reaction to the most inevitable news since Gerrard joining Villa. I am your host Scott Carney. I am joined by Ali Pearson. Ali, how are you?
So a very good Thursday evening, and I look forward to talking about our new manager, Giovanni Van Bronkhorst.
Yes, rather exciting times ahead. Scotia, how's it going, mate? Nice top.
Yeah, it's been sitting, as I said, it's been sitting at the top of my drawer for about the past week. I think the last time I wore it was during the Euros. So yeah, in a footballing sense, it's really good. What a difference a week makes when we recorded the reaction to Gerrard leaving. Yeah, but what I would like to say, just start off with, is firstly, just pass on my condolences to Gary Stevens and his family. That was horrible news that came through earlier today. So just, I'd like to start off with that.
Definitely, mate. No, we all pass on our best, and there's no real easy way to move on from that, so I just will. So yes, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is the new manager of Rangers. Kind of inevitable. We didn't really think it was going to happen today, but eventually it did. It's came through and it's been confirmed, all pending a work permit. Before I get into that, Club at 22 is supported by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off plus free shipping with code Club at 22. Your balls will thank you. So we'll get into this. We'll go through the club announcement today. Stick around at the end. There's a wee special video that was meant to go up tonight from me. It's going to explain an announcement for our podcast specifically. So yeah, stick around and you'll see that at the end. So the club released a statement. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has today agreed to become the 17th permanent manager of Rangers Football Club. The 46-year-old former light blues player is a hugely respected and vastly experienced figure in the game and joins Gers subject to receipt of a work permit. Van Bronckhorst is a phenomenally decorated player, both at club level and on the international stage for Netherlands. While as a manager, he returned glory to Rotterdam's Feyenoord, bringing 5 trophies in his tenure there. Rangers chairman Douglas Park commented, "I am delighted to welcome Giovanni as our manager and to begin a new era and build further on what has already been achieved at the club. The team is in a good position on the park. As a board, we will support both Giovanni and Ross Wilson to continue to make Rangers a success. I wish Giovanni all the very best in his role and look forward to working closely alongside him." On his appointment, Van Bronckhorst continued, "I am absolutely delighted to be returning to Rangers as the club's new manager. I feel so lucky to be going to work with a squad which is in a great position on all fronts and largely has experience of being winners. I look forward to carrying on and enhancing the work that has been done already alongside Ross Wilson and the board of the club, and I am grateful for the chance to work again at this huge football club. I cannot wait to meet the club's incredible supporters again and begin this new era for us all." Last bit, I promise. Sporting director Ross Wilson added, "I am delighted to welcome Gio back to Rangers. He was respected throughout Europe as a player and has already shown why he has the same respect as a coach. Gio has already shown himself to be a winner. He knows the club, he knows the quality of the squad and is absolutely aligned with the approach and mindset. Outside the formal discussions, Gio and I have already had numerous other informal conversations and I can see how excited he is. I am looking forward to introducing him to the squad soon." So Ali, your initial thoughts on this, and it's a quick bit of business by the club.
Absolutely delighted. I think he fits the profile. I think he fits the way we play. He plays the 4-3-3. Rangers, obviously, with that Gerrard and Beale and everyone play the 4-3-3. So I don't think he'll need to do much for this Rangers team. Slight tinkering of it, but yeah, I'll be very surprised if he came in and ripped it up. You'll go with how we play, but with slight slight tinkering now and again. But no, delighted. And I said when we broke about the Gerrard podcast that I'd be very surprised if Ross Wilson didn't have targets sitting there, even when Gerrard was in. And he alluded to that in his interview today. he's had targets sitting there. That's his job, Ross Wilson. And he referred to Rangers as, in terms of being progressive as a club, in terms of where we've been before. I mean, remember last time we pissed about looking for managers, we offered it to Derek McInnes, who then turned it down. You look at the other side of the city, they went after as you call him, Eddie Howe. They were slagging us for going for a guy with a free transfer, but they've got short memories. They were going for Eddie Howe, who was out of a job that strung them along for 3-4 months. So this is how you do it properly. And it's how it should be done. And Rangers have done it professionally. Within 6 days, he won't be in a dugout for Sunday, but he's there. It gives us that added boost that we don't need, to be honest, but an added boost for us all going to Hampden on Sunday. And I'm absolutely buzzing for it Sunday now. I can't wait. Yes,
I was very excited when I seen the tweets starting to fly through. I had been refreshing my phone all day. I was with Stu today from the Art of Gold, my barber. We were sitting, he told me 11 o'clock, and we were both sitting refreshing our Twitter as he's cut my hair. Nothing happened. And then just as time went on today, I didn't really expect it to happen. And then, as I say, kind of out of nowhere, it's been announced, which is really, really good. And I'm delighted. I really am. I couldn't be happier with the appointment. Scotia, we were all saying Ross Wilson will have a contingency plan. He will have things in place if Gerrard was to ever leave, and he's shown that he's more than capable, and he's a very capable sporting director of this football club.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I think we obviously, wanted him first in before it was Mark Allen previously, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And I think he was our first choice, but obviously went down to Southampton. You know, I think in Britain, Scotland in particular, it's taken us a long, long time to get on board with what a sporting director does and what he does, what he brings to the club. But this is precisely it. We lose a manager with little, notification for us, really. Maybe, Ross in the background kind of knew what was going on. But so he's got this list in place that then he can go, right, well, here's our targets to play or to come in and manage for us. And we can get the ball rolling straight away, and we can get that kind of quick turnaround. It was actually, to be fair, it was a quicker turnaround than I expected. Mm-hmm. I was maybe expecting into next week, possibly even after that, potentially. But it's good to see it getting done so quickly. And delighted with the job that Ross is doing. I've not managed to hear his interview. I'm sure you'll come on to that, but look forward to listening to that.
Yeah, and saying how you're saying that you think it's quicker than you thought. If I'm going to be completely honest, mate, as Gerrard left, I was like, so we're announcing the manager tomorrow then? Like, what's going on here? Obviously, it's just the way Rangers fans get. We get so kind of pent up on this. And really, in terms of modern football, this is a very quick appointment of a manager. So I fully now, obviously now that the dust is settled and Gerrard's left, we're on to a new chapter with Van Bronkhorst. The way that all's happened, it looks like they've known for quite a while, to be honest. That obviously this is me totally being presuming that this has happened. It's kind of putting two and two together. There is no way that Gerrard turned around on Wednesday and went, I'm off. The club must have been aware. Gerrard must have been aware that this was coming. And you're probably right, Scotia. I think Ross Wilson probably had something in the back of his mind thinking, you're off here. So he's probably already had them. He did, as you say, I'll come on to his interview now. His other interview, he did mention that he'd been keeping kind of tabs on Gio, which you would expect from a sporting director. This is what his contingency plan is all about, is to make sure he's keeping on his shortlist for a replacement for Gerrard. And he said he's close pals with Koeman, and he'd said good things about Gio, the way he works with players, the way he wants to work with players all the time on the pitch. And I think it's all, we've went for a first choice and we've definitely got him. He'd added that the process made Gio the right choice. He'd proven himself as a young coach already. He said he will be with us soon. He won't put a time on it, and he will not be on the dugout, be in the dugout for Sunday, but he will be at Hampden. Ali, he's got a rather good CV, let's be honest. I mean, he did really well at Rangers, let's be honest. He won a lot of honours at Rangers. He's been on to have a fantastic career after us. Champions League, World Cups, like he captained Holland in the World Cup final. I think that's correct. I'm sure I've heard that. So, I mean, unlike the other team, as you were mentioning, mate, we've went after our first choice and got him. And not only did we get him, we've got a name that's a world name in football and not just a name in Japanese football.
Yeah, no, it's true. He's played for us. I mean, it doesn't have to have played for us in terms of a manager coming in. I know a lot of people say that, but he has played for us. So he understands Rangers and he gets us. I think reading between the lines, he was buzzing to get this job, Van Bronkhorst. He wanted this job, Van Bronkhorst. It wasn't as if we were going around the houses and trying to get somebody in. He wanted this job. So that's a good sign that he wants it. And yeah, obviously he's got a good record in terms of when he went to Feyenoord. They won their first title after, I think it was 18 years or something. So he's done that. He's went out to China, wherever he was, but he's alluded to in terms of when he was out there, COVID hit at that time, which wasn't ideal. So that's why he came back. But I just think he fits the profile as a Rangers manager. He's maybe not. I mean, Steven Gerrard is an icon in world football. You don't even need to know about football to know who Steven Gerrard is, if you know what I mean. Van Bronckhorst probably isn't at that level, but when you look at CV, he can walk into that dressing room and say to guys that are in our dressing room and go, look what I've won. Look what I've won. Medals everywhere. He's played for Arsenal. He's played for Barcelona. Like you say, Champions League, World Cups. Scored a screamer I've seen in the World Cup right in the top corner, which keeps getting played. And then doesn't score shite goals from Bronckhorst. He scored screamers for us as well. I remember one away at Monaco to win 1-0 in the Champions League group stage.
Ali, do you know he's going to be the manager and he's not actually playing?
He might play, you never know. He looks in good nick, to be honest. But
he does look in good nick, he does.
And he's getting that Legends game.
He likes shooting for outside the box as well. I know we said that with Gerrard, so hopefully, yeah. And he likes playing with a striker in the middle, apparently. So hopefully we might see Alfie in where he should be, basically. So I don't think he won't change much because I don't think he needs to, and then he probably won't either. But I think he'll just do slight alternations in terms of the team, the way they play, and I'm looking forward to that. I think this could be good for Rangers. We've all said about this season, there's been a flatness about Rangers. The last two games was better, but there's been a flatness, a staleness. I think this could add that zip to Rangers play. I really do, and I think this could add the freshness that we really need at the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, mate, especially with Alfredo. I think that's going to be massive, the way that he decides to play football. I think it will be slightly different to what Gerrard plays. Scotia is this so west of Scottish arrogance and just the way that we are that I think it's going to be very Dutch-style football, if you like.
To be honest, I didn't really ever watch him when he was coaching Feyenoord. So I couldn't tell you from the bits and pieces that I've heard. Sort of other people say. I think I heard that Van der Kraan. He was on Sky Sports News earlier tonight. Kind of spoke to him, and he was saying it's a very similar style. Fair other people say it's maybe not completely the same as the way Gerrard was playing, but it might be a bit more attacking. So it might be a wee bit more of the Dutch school of thought in terms of how we play football. I think he potentially likes a bit of a target man, so yeah, that could be your likes of Morelos, but we've got other players in the squad that can do that kind of job. So yeah, I'm expecting the transition. I think is really important because it will be a kind of seamless transition in terms of it's not going in and ripping up the squad and then playing like going to a 4-4-2 or going to like a 3-5-2 or whatever. I think in the main we're going to see a very similar formation to what we've had previously, and I think that sort of goes on with like how us as a club teach that kind of philosophy throughout the whole squad. You can see it with like the B team. I know the women's team are sort of play a very similar formation to the men's first team. So it's certainly like a kind of philosophy that we're trying to get, and getting that right man in for the job that isn't completely ripping up the system looks ideal for us, I think.
Yeah, again, I can't disagree. It's a very exciting appointment. I think it's more exciting than a lot might have anticipated, and I think it's an added bonus, the fact that he's an ex-player, and it can't really harm him, the fact that he's coming into the club that he fully understands and he fully gets. He knows what the ethos of the club is all about. He knows what the club's built on, and I can't wait to see him getting started. As I say, you can't really ask for a better replacement, in my personal opinion. We all, as soon as Gerrard left and we started hearing the rumours, everybody said the same thing, I think, pretty much. I didn't see one person saying that they didn't want Van Bronckhorst, so it's good that we've went out and finally got the man that we want. Ali, as well, I think the fact that we have managed to attract a name like Giovanni Van Bronkhorst kind of tells a story itself by showing that Rangers are well and truly back on the map now.
Yeah, I mean, you look previously sniffing about Derek McInnes. Obviously, we ended up with Pedro Caixinha, who nobody had heard of, had been linked with. I think somebody said way back after Worthing or before Worthing, linked with people like Derek Adams and folk like that. I mean, but miles ahead for where we are, and you've got to give. Steven Gerrard's had a bit of a hard time in social media, but you've got to give him, this backroom staff, credit from taking us from where we are to where we are now, because we are now a very attractive footballer club. And I mean, we're, for a manager to come now, it must be a dream, to be honest, because that's a good team we've got. We're 4 points clear of the top of the league. We're in a semi-final on Sunday, and we're a 2-0 away on Thursday night if you go into the next round, the group stages of the Europa League. So it's extremely attractive for a manager to come in. I would be quite intrigued to know who the other two managers were in terms of who they spoke to as well, but we'll probably never know that one because Rangers like to keep it tight-lipped, and they have all through this, to be fair to them. But no, he's a big name, Van Bronckhorst. I know he's not as big as Gerrard in terms of the brand, but he'll command respect as soon as he walks into that dressing room when he takes his first game, which will be obviously Thursday against Sparta Prague.
Yeah, Scotia Ali makes a really good point there. He's going to walk into a dressing room and everybody's going to know exactly who he is, which is great. It's not Pedro Caixinha walking in and everybody's like, who's this car salesman from Abu Dhabi or wherever it came from? Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a name that everybody knows. It's somebody that they immediately, I think, will demand a bit of respect from the players. It really excites me the names that we might be able to attract from Dutch football now.
Yeah, I think that was see when Gerrard had confirmed his leaving, and you're waiting to see who the next manager's going to be. Obviously, hoping it was going to be Gio, but that was a worry that there's players that have come to Rangers for no other reason than the fact that Gerrard was the manager. And I think we've maybe got a British-centric view of this, and I do get where Ali's coming from in terms of Gerrard being the bigger name, but I would argue that Gio has achieved more in his career than Gerrard did. You know, he's won numerous titles, La Liga, for instance, the English Premier League, which Gerrard never managed to achieve. Put in the Scottish leagues there, obviously, because it's for us. Captained his team to a World Cup, and I think that was his last ever game, was that World Cup final that they unfortunately lost in terms of a Dutch respect. And then, yeah, his managerial record, he's won those 4 trophies at 5 trophies at Feyenoord over the course of the 4 seasons. You know, I think 2 of them were their equivalent to the Super Cup, but that Super Cup, I think you're more than likely to be playing either Ajax or PSV Eindhoven, so no mugs. I don't know how seriously to take that one out there. But yeah, so he walks in, and I think it's a big, massive name in world football. And people will go like, all right, okay, wait a minute. And as you're rightly say, there'll be an awful lot of, I think he'll be able to attract an awful lot of Dutch players. I mean, it was similar to when he actually joined Rangers as a player. I think Advocaat's first signing, I think, was Newman, because I think that's one of these ones that was almost obligatory for him at that period of time. But I think I recall him from stuff that I've heard. I think it was David Edgar in Heart and Hand probably was saying that I think Advocaat turned around and said, no, I want this young boy from Feyenoord to come with me. He's like he'll be my main bit of business. And obviously arrived from Feyenoord, and him and Barry Ferguson in the middle of the pitch were absolutely brilliant for us at the big start out of Advocaat's season. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I can't tell you enough.
Yes, I really am. I can't wait. And it's wee things like he never played for Ajax, did he, Van Bronckhorst? No. But just even saying that, yeah, but he's going to have connections to their youth academy and stuff like that. And we all know what the Ajax Youth Academy can produce. So it opens many more doors, I think, for Rangers. And it's a really attractive really attractive move for any young player to come to Rangers to try and kind of cut their teeth. And yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing about it. I'm trying not to just sit here and grin like a Cheshire cat, but I am very excited about this. I'm very excited to see what happens and bring it on. As I say, I can't wait to see the Sea of Orange at Hampden on Sunday. It's going to be spectacular. What a welcome for him if he does eventually be there, even in the stands, to watch it. And yeah, and kudos to the Rangers Twitter account for the shithousery goal of the day stuff that they done today, putting up Chris Boyd at 10 o'clock this morning. They knew exactly what they were doing. I just feel like we all expected a goal from Gio and he didn't, but like, this is the way that it goes. I mean, their team are doing their job rather well. So yeah, I am absolutely delighted and bring it on. Ali, anything final to say, mate?
I know you touched on it. I thought Ross Wilson came out. I know Scotia's not listened to it, but I thought he came across extremely well. 8-minute interview on Rangers TV. I'd recommend folk go and watch it. Talks about the process. Says he sat one day and phoned every member of Rangers staff to keep them informed of what was going on. So I got the call. I think it was 5:30. He phoned me, so that was decent from him. Obviously, you didn't get the call, Scotia.
No, I think you'll find I get invited round for dinner, mate, but I couldn't because I was working. So yeah.
Yeah, but no, that was good of him. I thought that was really good because to me, Rangers are a family. The inside of them, they've always been quite a tight knit community in that Rangers. If you're employed by them, so I thought that was good of him. He did say after 5 phone calls that he thought, "Christ, why am I doing this?" Because it was going to take him all day. But fair play to him. But no, I would definitely go on and watch the 8-minute interview because it gives you a good insight in terms of how we appointed Van Bronkhorst as our manager. Yeah,
really good. He came across very, very well. He really did, and he looked rather pleased with himself. Let's be honest, he was sitting with quite a grin on his face, and quite rightly so. He's got the man that we all wanted, and yeah, you've got to give him credit where credit's due. Scotia, final thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about the news. I don't think you've mentioned this yet. And I know it's not been confirmed as such, but I did hear when I was listening to Sky Sports News and that Marcel van der Kraan was saying that he'll take Roy Mackay as his assistant or a coach at some point. And I was also hearing rumours that Van Jastel over in Guangzhou, which obviously Gio was at for a small period of time, looks likely that he might be coming as assistant manager. But that's unconfirmed, but it's very strong rumours that'll be the case. So that there are 2 other pretty good appointments in my book. Very good appointments, mate. See, we were talking just before we started recording there about Mackay. We were linked with him many moons ago. He's a player for Deportivo and Bayern Munich, was it you said, Ali?
Yeah.
So he was a cracking player.
I think he left Lacurna, and I think we were linked to him when he left Lacurna to go to Bayern.
So yeah, no, I say it's exciting, and as far as I'm aware, Van Gastel or Van Astel, whatever his name is, he's a very highly thought of coach as well. So yeah, it's exciting times. Rangers have got this one correct, in my opinion. It has happened quicker than we probably all really thought, if we're going to be completely honest, but I cannot wait for it to get started. And yes, I cannot wait to see Hampden on Sunday. It's going to be spectacular, and what a day it's going to be. So I was due to bring out a video tonight. Obviously this news broke around 5 o'clock, so I'd recorded a video earlier on today that I was going to make an announcement on the podcast. The boys actually don't know what they're about to see, to be honest. So We've done really well with the podcast so far. This was recorded before Van Bronkhorst was announced, so there'll be a bit in this that doesn't really make much sense to you. But yeah, I'm just going to play this, and then I'll probably just end the podcast, to be honest. So Ali, thank you, mate, and I'll hopefully speak to you tomorrow for the club preview.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Big game on Sunday, and I'm absolutely buzzing for it. Obviously, we're all off Sunday, Monday, I think, so there'll be a few beverages involved. So no, yeah, buzzing for it.
I cannot wait, mate. It's been a long time since we've had a sesh, man, for a game. I cannot wait. Scotia, thank you, my man.
Yeah, cheers. I'll just be repeating Ali. Looking forward to the weekend. Absolutely delighted with this appointment, and yeah, I think every other Rangers fan is as well.
Yeah, does anybody know "Let's Go" in Dutch? No.
My cousin's wife. Let's Gio.
Yeah, let's Gio. I'm up for that. We'll use let's Gio. So yeah, everybody, if you can please stick around, check out this video, and we'll speak to you again tomorrow. Thank you. Here to announce quite a milestone, quite an achievement for the podcast, and yeah, I'm really excited to be able to sit here and talk to you about it. We have just reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, something I genuinely never ever thought would happen, to be completely honest, and we cannot thank you enough for the support that you've shown us. I really can't thank you enough. It is literally just me and my best mates talking about Rangers. That's literally it. And the fact that people are continuing to come back and listen to us and to subscribe to our channel, it's incredible. It really is, and it's something rather special. So we're launching a subscription service on YouTube that is called you'll be becoming a Club at 22 supporter. And before I get into what that's going to be all about, I just want to give you a wee bit of background about the podcast and about the guys on the podcast. So yeah, I started this about not even a year ago now, but I was coming up to a 1-year birthday, and I've done it while we've all had full-time jobs. We all still do have full-time jobs. We have other commitments. We have family commitments. We have all invested in equipment in order to bring you better content, better sounding, better looking content. And the guys have constantly put up with me messaging them, pestering them for what time we can record, when we can record, who's available to record. So yeah, I know I'm a right pain to them sometimes, but they put up with it, and I generally can't thank the guys enough for that. It is almost like having 2 jobs with this podcast, and even though I have said all that, none of that is a complaint. It genuinely is not a complaint. I absolutely love doing these podcasts, and what started out as a hobby, has grown to something I never thought it would ever get to be completely honest. I didn't think we would get to 1,000 subscribers within 5 years, never mind less than a year. And we're about 130,000 views on YouTube, and at the time of recording it's 1,030 subscribers. And that might not sound like a lot to some people, but to me it's crazy. It is absolutely, it's mental, and it's quite humbling, and it makes me want to do this even more, to be completely honest. It wants me to continue to do this and to record every single day if I possibly could. I genuinely would, but due to the way that it's grown and due to what's happened over the last year with it, it's got my mind working overtime, and I'm getting to the point where I feel like the sky's the limit, really, and I don't think I should be aiming for anything less for this podcast and for you, the people that support us and listen to us. So you can now join our channel, become a Club at 22 supporter. By doing this, you'll help us improve our content by investing in even better equipment, allowing us to do different things, to get different guests on, ex-players, etc., people that may charge a fee, to get the people on that you want to hear stories from, that you want to ask questions to. It would ultimately help with that. And as I mentioned, we are looking to bring live shows now. We're looking to do live shows across locations in Glasgow, hopefully. And as I said, I feel like now, and this might sound crazy to some people, but I feel like I should be reaching for the stars now, just due to what's happened and the support that you have shown us. That was for Rangers for Club at 22 to become a media partner with Rangers, and I'm not expecting this to happen overnight. I'm genuinely not. I am in this for the long haul, and I think the guys are with me. Well, Ali and Scott really don't have a choice, to be honest. They were forced into it from the start, but they fell in love with it as well. So yeah, I just think why not aim for that? I don't even expect everybody to join this podcast, but I join the subscriber thing. But I will come on to that. So we are not journalists. We're not authors. I am not very good at English, as you are well aware. I'm not very good at English. But one thing we are is fans, and we love our football club as much as you love our football club. And I don't know if that's what stands us in good stead, or honesty, and the fact that we don't really have agendas or anything like that here. It is me and my pals talking about football. There's nothing really hidden behind it, and yeah, I don't know if that's what it is. I'm not really sure, but it's still pretty incredible, the support that we are getting. So as a Club at 22 supporter, I have just mentioned the fact that we're looking to bring live shows. The first one, hopefully all things going to plan, will be from the Viceroy Bar on Paisley Road West. This podcast is named after the Viceroy Bar. A wee bit of context behind that is Tom Valanche, who's one of the gallant pioneers. He used to own the Viceroy Bar, and at the time it was called the Club at 22 Paisley Road West. So that is where we got our name from, and that we are named after the Viceroy Bar. Now, due to the size of the pub, there will be a limited audience for this. So as a subscriber, you will get early access to the tickets. I don't know the full capacity yet. The full details are not ironed out, really, but we are hoping to do that early next year. So you'll be in with a chance of getting early access to the tickets. You will get early access to the tickets, and also if you are still a supporter, a Club at 22 supporter, at the end of this season, you'll be entered into a draw to win a £50 gift voucher for the Rangers store. So again, just another way for us to thank you for the continued support. If you are still a supporter at the end of the season, you'll win me a chance of winning £50. So also, apparently, according to YouTube, anyway, this is all a bit new to me, is you can, in the chat, you'll get an emoji if you become a subscriber, and I've uploaded a load of different ones that you'll get. There's a picture of Alfredo, there's a picture of Tav, there's a Club at 22 logo, there's a picture of, I can't even remember the rest of them, but the ultimate end goal one is after 2 years you will get the Rangers badge, the gold Rangers badge. Don't say I'm not good to you, but yeah. So apparently you'll get that. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that looks like, but I'm sure I'll find out. The subscription will be 99p to join, and you've got no idea how far that would go to help us to grow and to really kick on and to take this podcast to the next level and to reward you, the supporters, for the support you've shown us. We will put even more into this than we already have. So if the subscription thing's not really for you, you don't want to subscribe, you can, and you still want to donate to the podcast, I have set up you can buy us a coffee link. That link will be in the banner at the top of the YouTube page and in the description for the shows. So you can just make a one-off donation if you like. You can do it twice a year, whatever you would like. If that's the way you want to do it instead of being a subscriber, then by all means you can do so. But after me saying all of that, none of this is compulsory. I am not saying that everybody has to do this or your experience is going to change anything with the podcast. It won't. It will be exactly the same. For now, it's going to be the same content, the same times we record. It's going to be the same thing. It's not going to change. But what you would ultimately be doing if you can do this is supporting us to make it even better, to bring you the content you want, to make things as best as possible, and ultimately supporting us being able to do live shows more than just maybe twice a year, which is what we're probably looking at just now. We'd be able to do it a lot more often. And again, you would have staunch points for life, to be honest, if you could. However, if you can't afford it, I completely understand that, then things will not change. We are going to remain the same. The audio version of the podcast that goes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everything like that will remain the same and will remain free for now. So nothing's going to change in that regard. This is just us really putting ourselves out there, to be honest, and seeing if we can do this, if we can make a right go of this with your support, and also to reward you for supporting us. I can't tell you how far it would go. It would really support us. So, in all seriousness, it's taken me a wee bit of time and courage to kind of come on and do this. I'm not really a nervous one. I think you will know that I'm not really a nervous one, but this one's a wee bit of I felt like it was a wee bit of a tricky one, but I just want you to know that this podcast isn't a chore. It's never been a chore. It never will be a chore. even when we get beat, it's almost a way of kind of relieving my feelings, my emotions after a poor performance for Rangers or whatever else. It gives me a space to come to speak to my friends and to speak to you guys about what's just happened, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we generally love interacting with you in the comments and stuff. You'll know the ones that comment, I try my hardest to message all you back. I really do. I spend a lot of time doing it, and I absolutely adore doing it. I genuinely do. It's something I love to do. So yeah, if you can do this, I would thank you. I can't put into words how much I can thank you for it. If you can't, don't worry, things are not going to change. We aren't going anywhere. Things are still going to stay the same. We're still going to bring you the content. It's just we're just now trying to kick on, and with your support, I feel like we can do that. So the join button will be probably under this video, I think, and it's on the main page of the YouTube page, so you'll be able to do it there. I say it'll be 99p, and I say if you don't want to subscribe, then you can go to buy us a coffee if you're still wanting to donate. However, you do not have to. I can't stress that enough, that you do not have to. So I was about to thank my guest. There is no guest. It's just me rambling on, that you've sat and listened to for about over 10 minutes now. So yeah, thank you to everybody for helping us kick on, for helping us get to over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Genuinely incredible support. I can't thank you enough. And yeah, if you're going to join our channel, again, I just thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. So we will be back. Things won't change. We will be back. A club preview is coming your way tomorrow, Friday. It will be club preview, and I think Ryan's actually doing his first hosting of the pod, so tune in for that one. I'm sure it'll be good. So here's to the future. Is it orange? I don't know, we need to wait and see, but I've got a strong suspicion it might be. Anyway, we are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Thank you everybody for listening to me, and I'll speak to you all next time. Cheers.